Hi there, Dr.
Yes.
Sheep here. Welcome back to the TGIF Talks, episode 106, here on the new channel. Welcome, everybody. I'm joined by my co-host, Anonymous Phil.
hmm
Alright, such enthusiasm. Let's, screens? Screen one, I guess? Go live. These podcasts are not broken down into parts. It's just is what it is. We just do whatever we want. So yeah, if
Yep.
I'm looking over here constantly to the folks at home, it's because I'm still having troubles with Streamlabs. It just refuses to do anything I want it to do. Period. It's like a
Sounds
teenager,
about right.
huh?
Sounds about right.
Yeah, it's a teenager, and it just crashes. It just does whatever it wants. I have no idea how long it will continue to record. It could just stop tomorrow. It could stop like that, and then that'd be it. This is the reason why I stopped doing the gaming channel, because I just can't. It just doesn't. I can't get it to work. I don't know.
Unreliable.
And it's weird, right? Because it just happened overnight. It's like I had
Really?
no issues with it. Everything was going great, and then it just flipped a switch. Like one day, it just crashed. It just crashed, and I'm like, okay. And I got it to work. It didn't have any issues for like another week, and then it just stopped working altogether. It just crashed, and it seems to work fine with this until today, where I had to uninstall and reinstall it. I've had to do that like 5 times now. I should not have to uninstall and reinstall a software that many times. I really should not. I don't want to switch to regular OBS because that's way more complicated to figure out. But if this doesn't work, I'm gonna have to, because I don't want to pay for another recording software
Use
that's limited.
what's it called? Bandicam.
No, I don't want the watermark.
Oh, that's what good old PewDiePie uses. All reliable.
Just use OBS like everyone else. This regular OBS, not Streamlabs. But like I thought Streamlabs was like, I don't know. I don't understand why it just could go from working to not working. I don't understand. But anyways, oh jeez. So what have you been up to? Anything interesting?
Uh, when was the last time we talked?
2 weeks ago.
Mm,
Little less.
not, not much. Yeah,
No.
a little less than normal.
Nothing out of the ordinary. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, I think you said it best. I've done a little less than normal.
Less than normal. See, less than normal. See, less than normal is abnormal. Therefore, theoretically.
hmm
Well, I did you get my email?
Huh?
Did you ever get my email?
I did.
I guess you probably even haven't had at any time to
I
read
have
the script.
not. I did not have a chance to open it yet. No.
Yeah, I'm genuinely curious. Once we start doing this, how long this is gonna be, because it's 50 some odd slides, which sounds like a
Yeah.
lot, and some of the scenes are quite, and there's a lot going. There is, but isn't a lot going on, and some are, they're quick little things. It's like one or two sentences. This is what happens in the scene. Skip the next thing. There isn't any dialogue. It's just showing what happens. But like,
Yeah.
and so and there's some montages or whatever, but it just makes me wonder, like, do you, because I can't compare it to my other scripts, because A, I've changed how I write things, and then B, previous scripts just had like a spot where it's like improv for like a period of time or whatever, right? And so it's hard to say whether there's any correlation, because like a moment with my brother, I think, is shorter than what is a ghost, but the script for a moment with my brother is longer than what is a ghost.
Okay.
But what is a ghost has a lot of improv, and also just I adjust the length of like the credits. I've just linked this. Just things are different between each one, that because they're a year apart, and a lot, and my ideas and how I want things to be done artistically change. So, I honestly, the original length of it was like 40. Was like 40, 39, 38, somewhere in there. And I
Minutes?
thought,
Minutes? Or what are you saying?
slides.
Oh.
Which is like, one slide is like 1.5 scenes. Usually it's about one, but some of them have just like montage cuts to this. And just because there's no reason to have a whole slide that says there's a montage of this new scene. Like, there's no... I mean, I should have, and that probably would have inflated it to be like 57 slides long instead of like the 53 that it is.
It's 53?
Give or take, yeah. 53, 50, somewhere in there. It's long.
Longer than normal.
Huh?
Longer than normal.
Well, I mean, most of the videos, we're shooting for 10, or you're shooting for 10 to 20 minutes. This is just me writing a story.
Overshooting.
Huh?
Oh. Well, I mean, 53 sounds like you're overshooting.
Well, they're slides. They're not pages. And so the font sizes vary between each slide just to try to fit the whole scene on there. It's not pages. And it's not the normal word vomit where it's just like, blah, 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 blah. It's, oh, are you going to do this thing? And then there's the pause, where they're like, oh, yes, I'm going to do this thing. And so there's less words, but it could theoretically take longer to say those few words than it normally would in a word vomit, therefore hyperinflating the length of it is. I kind of theorized that I thought it's probably fair to assume that each scene's maybe a minute long. Like, some of the scenes I know for a fact will be a minute long, at least. Like, the montages will be at least the opening montage will not be a minute long, but most of the rest of them will be about a minute long. Maybe. Maybe shorter. But, like, some of the scenes I know for a fact, like, most of surprise, some of the changes I made, I've added these confessional scenes, and you'll read it when you're in there. I don't want to spoil anything for the people that want to watch the short film. But there's these confessional scenes, and I know for a fact, just because it literally, in me reading in my head, it takes me a minute to read through what I wrote. And so, actually
some of them look like they have a lot to it.
What?
Some of the slides look like they have a lot to it.
Yeah, some of the scenes there is a lot to the scene. I try, so I kind of, writing a short film is so interesting, because if I had if we were doing this with like professional actors or whatever, I would write it completely differently. Or if I was doing this with, say, more people or more resources, the way I would write it is completely different. But since I have 4 of us, and most of us just don't have time to spend an entire weekends working on this, it's like I have to adapt that. And that is the next step, is identifying every single scene that everybody needs to be present in.
Yeah.
And then splitting up. Here's all the scenes where I don't need anybody. It's just me talking to myself, pretty much. All the confessional scenes are literally me talking to myself. I don't need...
Where is this being... Where is this at?
They're littered. The confessional scenes are littered throughout. They're all over. There's tons of... There's like at least 6. They're really interesting scenes because, you're supposed to show, not tell. But
yeah.
But the thing was, I didn't know how to show the story. I didn't know how to show this aspect of the story because a lot of this is internal conflicts with... Huh?
Props, I don't know.
Pretty much. They would be thoughts within a character and how they would they'd make these decisions. And so, what's a way to show a thought? You can do dreams, but...
I said props.
Props?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said thoughts. Well, no, these scenes are actually like, they would be technically an internal dialogue. You could have them as an internal dialogue. But because Carl Housing, who's the character, what I added, because this script was done. I considered it done. And then I read through it and I'm like, I want to do this. And I thought, we don't really know, we get some insights into Housing in the original script. And then we get, a few insights into we get a lot more insights into the character from the What is a Ghost thing. That's where he actually made his debut. This is the prequel. Because, spoilers, he dies at the end of What is a Ghost. So, the character ends. So, doing the classic Marvel thing, there's no risk to any of these characters because all of them exist in later properties except for 2 of them. 3, I guess, technically. But anyways, I was like, I want to write more about Housing. He's an interesting character, and I feel like there's more story to tell because we kind of just, in the original script, he just does this thing, and we're like, why does he do this? He mentions that it's because of funding, but like, why? What? You're not. Where'd you even get the money if you don't have the money to fund this lab they build? Where are you? I'm trying to be as vague as possible so the viewers can watch it unabide. Like, where does he get this money? Like, how is he able to do this if funding's thing? He's clearly a shady guy. Why is he shady? How did he get there? And I'm like, I want to tell that story. And it's it does the first scene is it sets up who the actual real main character is, but because of how much content I added about Housing, you're really questioning is this about Housing or is this about Brad Everett again? Because the beginning, it's your character Dave and myself talking about setting up kind of where this is going to go from here, and then we have a cut. Then we have a cut to a title that says months earlier, and this tells the story of Housing, and this goes over the past several months of how he came to where he is. And those months could be years. Those months could be literally just a few months. I said months earlier. I wanted to be as... I didn't want to lock anything down. Because once you lock things down, it makes it difficult to tell stories. And to add to the story or later on. Let's say I want to tell more about some adventure Housing went on. I can't do that if the time constraint is he did this in 2 weeks. Like, what? How did he do this in 2 weeks? Then it's like, you just tell this ridiculous story that just doesn't make sense. But back to writing this with the constraints. I realized when I did the What is a Ghost, Will is a terrible actor, and B, I can't have you guys try and memorize massive amounts of lines,
Did you tell him that?
If you watch What is
a
Ghost...
Does he have any idea how competent he is?
If you watch What is a Ghost, And then we told him, I'm like, we need you to do this. And he goes like, hello, I am the film man for today's expedition. Like, bro, not robotic. But
Hello, I am Mr. Robot.
I am Will 1000.
Yes. No. Hello, I am Will quadruple 001.
How may I assist you? He just reads it like he just reads the script.
No, he should write his character in like that.
There's a film idea.
The thing is, if you make it sound intentional, he can make it sound unintentional.
Oh man. That was so when I wrote Will's character, it originally he only had 2 scenes. Now he has like 4. And so and they're kind of talkative, intensive scenes. So it's like,
I don't know if that's a good thing.
that's why I had to write them in a way that we would be able to get away with some things, because a lot of the scenes, because like there were, because you and I have a housing, and your character Dave, there's a lot of discussion, and I'm like, I can't ask you to memorize all these lines, and I don't want to memorize all these lines.
Please don't.
It's easier to memorize kind of one line at a time. And so, and they do this in Hollywood too, I've realized. When they do a cut back and forth between one character talking and another character talking, that's because they don't want them to memorize all these lines. And a lot of times they're looking at a teleprompter.
Yeah.
And so I was like, that's how we get around this. Because we can do as many takes of one line as we can really want. But if it's 5, but if it's an extensive back and forth conversation, doing 5 takes could take hours. That would take forever. It's easy to get one line down very quickly and very easily. Boom, we can get 1 or 2 takes. That's it. That's all it takes.
Yeah.
But, where it's just word vomit on a page, that takes a lot of takes. And obviously, I'll try and use, paper or whatever, cues, but sometimes there's just too much word to fit on one page, so...
Yeah.
There is one scene where it is just me, but I do need somebody to move the camera. And I tried to avoid a scene like that, but it just worked really well story-wise, and so I was like, so there is one scene where I will need help, but I tried to write a lot of scenes actually to where it was basically just me. It's 2 characters, because I'm Housing and Carl, to the main character, Housing and Brad, and so it's like Carl is the same person as Housing. The same character. And the priest. I'm also the priest. I'm paying 3 characters. Jesus. You've got you're Dave and the drug dealer. That's a scene. It's going to be interesting. But the drug dealer's in there. I guess he's in there for 3 scenes, but they're not as the introduction to your character is going to be a bit of a trickier scene to do, but the other ones are pretty simple dialogue. But I don't know. You do have to talk, but we'll see. And do you remember when I originally wrote it? Do you remember the Walmart scene?
I think so.
Huh?
I think so.
That's the one where we're gonna basically abduct Kyle in a Walmart, or I originally wanted to do it in the Union, because this is back when COVID first started. We were gonna be wearing full hazmat.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Hey.
Huh?
Yeah, go on.
Well, well, it's been 2 years since the pandemic started, almost 3. And my thoughts on that scene, huh?
I think you can still walk around campus with the big old uh, what do you call those? Uh,
Hazmat.
no, I was thinking more like air filtration mask or something.
Mm. Where that was actually a question I wanted to ask you. Do you know where your mask is? Because I have mine here, but I don't know where yours
Not
is.
a clue. Not a clue. I bet it's somewhere at my parents.
Yeah, I wonder if it's buried in that mound of stuff in your parents' basement. I hope so, because I don't want to buy another one of those.
Why? You need it?
No,
You wrote
no,
it
we
in?
need it for the film.
Oh, we do?
Yeah,
Hmm.
we need it for the.
Yeah, it's somewhere probably in there. I never took it here.
We need it for two scenes because the Walmart scene used to be one scene, but then I was like, I don't know if I want to walk around a Walmart in a hazmat suit.
You should.
But like, I also
I bet you get some. I bet you get some interesting looks.
yes, but also, do you want to walk around a Walmart in a hazmat?
Oh no, I won't. I'll be holding the camera.
That's why I rewrote the scene because I was like, you need to be there with me. It can't just be me.
What? No.
That's why I rewrote the scene. So now,
Have Will go with you.
well, we technically we were gonna need all hands on deck for this scene because Kyle's in the scene, I'm in the scene, you're in the scene, and then we need somebody filming. But I've rewritten it, and so now it can be done with 3 people. You, myself, and Kyle. We don't need it to be in a Walmart. Heck, we can green screen a Walmart parking lot.
Respirator. That's the name I was thinking of.
What?
You called it a hazmat. Respirator.
Oh, right. Well, I mean, we're gonna be but we're gonna be in hazmat suits. We're gonna be in.
That was the name I was thinking of, though. Respirator.
Yeah, but we'll be in like, kind of Breaking Bad gear. We'll be in that
Wait,
yellow.
you're gonna get a full-on gown?
Full-on gown?
Yeah, like their yellow suits they had on.
Yeah, you just buy a paint suit. It looks the same. They're cheap.
Oh no, that's what I'm saying. That's what you're gonna wear.
We are gonna wear.
Who's this we?
You're in the script. It's vital that you wear. Like I said, I rewrote it so that we don't actually have to do it in public. We do have to find a park bench though. But if we find it, wait a minute. Your mom's got a park bench out front.
Yeah.
So holy crap! If we just
there's also a picnic table.
Huh?
There's also a picnic table.
That works too. We can literally just completely rewrite the. I've written it to where we can do this completely at your parents' house with the green screen for part of it to show that it looks like we're in a Walmart parking lot. You never have to wear it in public. That's why I rewrote it, because I knew somebody would object, because I didn't want to do it anymore either. Yeah. I was like, 2 years ago? Yeah. Not anymore. 2 years ago, we would have looked less insane. 2 years...
Oh, I saw a photo the other day. It was... what people wore as masks before masks became a thing. And this one person, I kid you not, I don't know what went through their mind, what rational thought said, hey, it counts as a mask. They had a freaking computer monitor on their head. Like they cut out the insides and had a computer monitor. Like, one of those big old cathode ray.
That would be so heavy.
Yeah. I was like, excuse me? What?
There's no way that's real. No way. That'd be what? You'd break your neck.
They were shopping.
Well, anyways, so yeah, it's but I added a whole 10 scenes because it was still 40 scenes before, but I've added over 10 scenes to it, which is about as many as I originally planned. And the
I
ending,
mean, it's something that'd be really easy to Photoshop, but yeah.
it's probably a Photoshop. But it's we'll see. We'll see how it goes. There's a bunch of props I need to order, but I need to first make sure that we're actually going to do this and that everybody can actually do it, because I'm not going to spend $100. Well, okay, I'm spending $100 on props, but I want to buy that microscope thing, which I can make a whole video and just then I can use it for other things.
You're getting a new microscope?
The field flattener thing I showed you. Remember?
Oh yeah.
We'll see if it works. If it doesn't, we'll just send it right back, and it won't even cost me. It'll cost me.
Then you'll need a new sample of blood.
Well, I've got a bunch of those mock samples. The blood never looked good anyway.
That's because it wasn't fresh. He put it on the slide dry.
Right. How are we going to get fresh blood from Will?
Prick him?
I'm not doing that. That's a risk. We're risking disease at this point.
Take a needle.
We're risking him getting disease. We're risking getting ourselves disease. I don't want a disease. I don't want AIDS.
Well, I mean, have you ever popped a zit and had a little bit of blood come out?
Oh, he is pretty zitty, so.
That's what I'm saying. Pop a zit. Squeeze it beyond, the point where it's like, yeah, you should probably stop. No, squeeze it a little bit more. Get some blood to dribble. And then, you're good to go.
Need to cut my chin open again. That I could have gotten a nice big old drop of blood for that.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure how they do microscope slides for that kind of stuff. It's kind of amazing but red blood cells are tiny and really hard to see, so it's not surprising that we didn't see anything.
I hope there are some of the biggest. Where's skin cells? What is the biggest cell in the human body?
The biggest cell in the human body is a egg. Well, embryo.
You have eggs?
No, I don't. Women do, though. No, sorry, an embryo. Sorry, once they've mated, but before they split into two.
Fine. Largest cell in the male body.
Well, that would also be the second largest in the female body.
Is the neuron.
Yeah, I guess technically nerve cells, but they're 3 meters long. Does that count?
Yeah. Absolutely.
But no, the head of it though, isn't that big though. That's the thing. So. And if you ever watch the 63rd podcast, the one on radio.
Oh, I guess it's a muscle cell.
Muscle cells are large, but are we gonna rip a muscle cell? But again, these are long cells.
Well, I guess how do you want me to define large cell?
Well, no, if you want to look at a human cell under a microscope, there's a very easy way to do it.
How?
Q-tip and your cheek, and I have the dye. We did in biology class. I looked at one of my own skin cells.
Oh, yeah? And you can see all the organelles?
No.
Oh.
But I did have the best picture of a skin cell in the entire class.
What all was visible?
Huh? The cell. That was it.
Oh, what? Wait, so what kind of... So I'm guessing they had a much more powerful microscope than you could afford. We can afford to get to see organelles and all that.
I think you need a pretty powerful microscope, yes. And one with a lot brighter lights. And you need to be really good at making slides.
Oh, what about a leaf?
I have cuts of leaves. We don't need to do that.
Oh.
So, now you're getting to the realm of, we don't need to do that. I have them.
Hmm. It came. Oh, you have a. It came with slide of leaves.
Yeah, got a big old box. It's back here, full of them. But just a bunch of prepared slides. No, so yeah. But the other stuff, it's like we got to use it for it. Otherwise, I really don't have a use for it. Well, the green screen and the green screen stands, I obviously could have uses for those in other films. But the oxygen mask, unless I specifically write into another scene, not really. And then I need a stuffed pangolin, and there's no reason to get a stuffed pangolin other than for this video. So
Is that how you say it? Pangolin? I thought it's pangolin.
I don't know how you say it, to be honest. But we also need to use Kyle's stuffed bat, and we need a cage. I thought Kyle had a cage, but maybe he doesn't. I'll have to find a cage.
A cage?
Yes, a cage.
I don't think he has a cage.
Well, we'll find a cage. Cages are, it's a cage. You get a pet carrier for all I care. Doesn't really.
We do have a pet carrier.
Yeah, except I'd like to be able to see inside of it better, but we'll see. Anyways, I thought you guys always no, that's my brother that always uses my dad's pet carrier, and our uncle or our youngest aunt with our youngest cousin has she always used my dad's pet carrier.